Digestion codes. Have you heard of them? Have you heard me talk a lot about them, but you really have no idea what they are? Well, today, live on this call, I have a friend of mine, Amy, and I'm going to go over a little bit of her code live on the call today. Now, she has no idea what I'm going to say. She's never heard this before. So you will see a live reaction and understanding of what part of your digestion code really is. My name is Leslie Urbis. I'm a registered dietitian and a personal trainer. And here is a piece of someone's digestion code. So, Amy, how are you doing today?
I'm great, Leslie. I'm excited to learn from you today.
Awesome. Awesome. So you are coming with zero knowledge really about your digestion code whatsoever, right?
Right. Yeah, it's all new
All
to me.
right. Cool. Awesome. So based on the type that you are in your digestion code, you are someone that when you're in the flow, you're really working hard, you're really doing the things, you're really go-getting. You're going to need a lot of extra fuel. There are going to be days where you feel absolutely ravishing. Days that you're like, I can't get enough food. I have to keep eating. I need to eat more. I need more. I need more. I need more. I need more food. I'm so hungry. And then days that you're like, I don't really know. I don't want food. I don't know what to eat. I'm not that hungry. I don't really feel like eating this. So what I call those is there's days that you're really in the flow. You've got lots of creativity. Maybe the days that you're doing a lot with your, unleash your inner author stuff, and you're maybe diving into new programs, or you're working a lot with your clients, you're going to see, I need way more energy on these days than days that you're getting to stay more in towards yourself. How does that resonate with you?
Wow. Yeah, that's kind of mind-blowing because I do have those days where I think something's wrong with me because I I just can't get full. It doesn't happen a lot, but there are those days when I'm like, I need to eat again. Why am I so hungry? Where I just want to keep eating. And those other days I eat because I should. Where I'm not particularly hungry. Like yesterday was a day like that. I was just like, well, I should eat some breakfast because I'm going to have calls for a few hours. And so I probably need some energy, but I'm not really feeling it. I'm not feeling hungry. I just eat because I'm supposed
Yeah. So that can be your actual life
to.
force energy telling you you don't need it. So, and there's another piece, which we're not going to examine here, but could tell you if you'd be a good faster or if you wouldn't be a good faster. For intermittent fasting, there actually are people that would be good for, and others that would be completely out of alignment, and we'll see the opposite effects. So great that you see that. Honor that. Allow yourself to step into that on the days that you're ravishing. Note you're actually in need of that. That's actually fuel for you. It's not, okay, my weight's going to go up. What's going to happen to my body? It's literally the fuel that your body is asking you to have. Okay,
Great. Okay.
great. Okay, so the next piece I really want to go over is how you do best with the way that you eat. So how to put it best. So something that you will thrive with doing, and you might see this, is that you might really like something and you're fine with eating it for a month, maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months, and then maybe you're just done with it. It reminds me of my daughter. She does this all the time. We had a waffle kick from like January to February. Then we had like a sausage kick from March, April, May, and hers is very similar to yours. And now we're on this Greek yogurt and honey kick. And it changes, and she will eat the same thing over and over and over and over and exhausted. And then one day she's like, I don't want that anymore. So you would do well with that, with being able to consistently eat something similar. Eating with the seasons would thrive for you too. So you might crave summer salads, but in the winter, you're like, I don't want a salad. Bring on the soup. Bring on something that feels this way, or bring on a winter vegetable like broccoli or cauliflower, versus I really want a summer salad in the middle of December. So you're going to be someone that really fits in well with eating for seasons, eating for yourself, and you might eat the same thing multiple days in a row, and that is good for your body. How does that resonate with you?
Yeah, a couple of things. I do that. I used to do that sort of more eating the same thing all the time uh, when I was younger. where I would just get on an oatmeal kick, you know, and I'd eat oatmeal every day for breakfast. And then I do it the Greek yogurt and honey kind of thing, you know.
That's
I still do
fabulous.
that too a little. Like right now, I'm in my breakfast burrito stage, you know, where I love that, you know, and I'll eat that several times a week. There's a place nearby that I love to go get them. So yeah, I definitely do that. And then with the eating the same thing, I think I grew up that way because my dad was really the cook in our family, and he would cook big pots of stew or chili or whatever, and we'd eat that for, you know, 4 or 5 days. And that was fine with me. I like that. In fact, it was, you know, I like the ease of it.
Fabulous. Yeah. And that would be something you might like to do too. And you might notice that you get hungry around the same time some days when you're not like in the really high energy or really low energy of yourself. You might see that and you might see that like, wow, I do eat it around 10:30 every day. I really looked at it, except for those days I'm really hungry or I'm not hungry at all. Right. Those are like the outlier days. So that's awesome. That's awesome that you've seen that consistency too. And it actually thrives with your environment and actually what you do with the Unleash Your Inner Author. From when I remember us talking, you're like, I like to do group programs where everybody's kind of building their book together and we're all in a program because your environment is a type that likes to throw things together, mix it up, and make it into a perfect cake almost. You love the messy middles. You love throwing all the pieces together. And you, in your eating environment and in things like that, you might like that. You might love to make recipes or might love a dish that has multiple different things brought together. Whereas I'm like, okay, why do I have to have two separate pots with three different things? Just like, it's too much. You might like that, where you're like, oh, I like to have all these things going and then putting them together and making it all perfect. And that's how you digest the world a little bit. That's how you will thrive in the environment you thrive in and how you work and how you eat and all that. So you might love that when you're looking at like an entree on a restaurant menu and it's got like 3 or 4 different things that sounds like, oh, wow, they put a lot of work and a lot of different pieces into that to be so delicious. That will entice you and you will thrive and digest the best in those types of environments. How does that sound to you?
That's kind of interesting. I do love to try a new recipe. I'm always trying new recipes. Like I'm not that person who just keeps making the same thing, same week, you know, say week in, week out kind of thing. I'm always looking at new recipes, trying something fun and new. I like a lot of color in my food. So that's just fun energy to me. I just love the color, you know, different shades of greens and, you know, different peppers, and the more color the better for me. So I like that kind of I just like the energy of the color. So I don't know how that figures in, but yeah, I'd love to try
Yeah.
new recipes with those kinds of things and bringing that different elements together. It is fun. It's creative. You know, cooking is a creative outlet for me.
Awesome. That's perfect. That's literally the type of environment, type of digestion that you thrive in. So that is wonderful. I love the fact that that totally resonates. And the thing that gets to kick this all off is that for yourself, with all of these things, with the type, like how it's consistent but inconsistent, right? There's the days of really high, really low. With your piece of, you know, you can eat the same thing over and over, but then there's just a moment where it's just done. And then the mixing of the recipes together and really combining that really resonates with the fact that technically you don't have a gut response. You don't have that inner yes or no. You have a, well, I'm not really sure. Let me think about this response. So I love this because it really equates a lot between me and my husband. I'm a gut response. I'm like, yes, no, automatically. And when we do things, sometimes I will have to say, okay, honey, I will have to say, you got to give my husband a minute. He's not going to know right now. He needs 24 hours. He doesn't make a decision now. And that's what's really cool with you. And that can be based on food and things too, and your own change. Like when somebody says, oh, you need to try this, you're not somebody that's like, yeah, I'm going to go do that. You're going to be like, let me think about that. I don't know that I want to do this keto thing with you. I don't know that I want to do this intermittent fasting thing with you. I've got to try this on. And I like that because when it comes to food, you're going to be more emotionally aware and reading the energy of food and reading the situations around food than you're going to be like, yes or no, that's right for me or not right for me. How does that sit with you?
Yeah, it's interesting. I have tried a lot of different things like keto and intermittent fasting, but I did a lot of research first. I didn't just jump in, you know, like I checked it out. And I wanted to see if it was gonna fit with me. So, and I would make it work for me. So those diets that were actually really good, um, in some ways for me, because I'm a bit more of a planner when it comes to food. Like I'll plan it out based on kind of how I'm feeling, I guess. So I'm not making those decisions day to day. I've kind of got it figured out for the week, because I don't want to have to try to figure it out every day. So that's
Awesome.
that's more my style.
That's fabulous. I think that that's amazing for you to have that piece of that knowledge and to know that piece about your. I think that really ties well together too when you said you like to plan. That is a definite piece of like you can be consistent because planning is a part of that consistency and it allows you to have that consistency. So makes sense. Makes sense. So,
Yeah.
did you learn some new things today about yourself?
Yeah, it's really interesting. I think the most important takeaway for me is that there's nothing wrong with me when I, have a day where I'm particularly hungry. I'm just ravenous all day, or when I'm just not feeling food much at all. To just really listen to that and not push against it or think something is off. So that's
Yeah.
that's really helpful to me, Leslie. Yeah.
Great. Wonderful. Well, I love that. I love that it was helpful for you. For our listeners, first of all, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have questions about your personal digestion code, there are plenty of links below. You can see the free masterclass. You can grab the book. You can book a call for free. You can uncover your digestion code fully in one of the calls below. But before I sign off, I would love to throw it over to Amy and just have us tell a little bit about herself and what she does. So that way, if you're interested, you're more than welcome. I mean, she's got all these beautiful books behind her. So you have to be the least bit curious. If you'd like to talk about yourself for just a minute and where people can find you, I would love that.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Leslie. I appreciate that. Yeah. So my business is Unleash Your Inner Author. And what that means is I call myself the book alchemist because there's some magic that's involved in getting the book of your dreams out of your head and onto the page. So I help people who are like you, who are doing something really important and amazing in the world, get their message out to other people who really need it. And so that's my favorite thing to do is work with people who are first time authors. They've never done this before. And it can be kind of terrifying just to even know where to start. So I love to provide a space and a place for those folks to be able to explore, get some clarity, and really find the joy in their message and bringing it out to other people who will absolutely resonate with it and get something out of it, just like I did with you today. What you gave me today is really a gift, and I appreciate it so much. So that's what I love to do for people too, is help them bring their gifts to the world. So you can
Love it.
find me at unleashyourinnerauthor.com. And I have a free giveaway there. It's a workbook that you can kind of work through and see what are my passions, what are my perspectives that make my voice different and make my message different. So you can kind of get a little clearer on what your book might be and what that might look like. So it's a fun little thing to experiment with.
Thanks. That sounds fun. I need to download that myself for sure. So wonderful. Well, everybody, all of those things will be linked below, the link to her website and all the things I mentioned before. So again, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And we will see you guys on the next episode. Bye for now.